Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ, here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. I want to thank all my new subscribers. I want to say at the time of this recording, my latest subscriber is CZ or CZ, if you're Las Vegas. I think I've owned a couple CZs before. Pretty accurate. Definitely a good trigger. All right, so what are we doing? So we've got an update, presumably, if the patch notes are correct, for a Japanese destroyer this update. And I pretty much have done the Japanese destroyer trees, except for tiers 2 and 3. So I'm going to be bringing you tiers 2 and 3 this week, some alternate builds for some Japanese destroyers, some older videos that I just want to remove from my archive because there have been some changes, especially the upcoming change to the main battery mods, which affect battleship gameplay. So I've got some battleship videos that I might need to move out of the archive because those upgrades have changed the game. Anyway, we are here on Solomon Islands, the start of the Japanese Tech Tree Destroyer line, the original one, here in the Wakatake, also known as the Walkie-Talkie. We are down tier, of course. You can see by the little icons, there are aircraft carriers. Here's a look at the teams. Enemy destroyers, a Wickes, a Samson, and it is a Kaze on the other team. And so we kind of get our work cut out for us here, but never fear, I'm going to prove to you through geometric logic and some stellar gameplay that every destroyer in this original Japanese tech tree line is Kraken capable, starting with and including a down tier Wakatake. Alright, so we're moving out here. I see a Phoenix out there. Obviously, I'm pretty terrified about cruisers. That is not going to stop me from using my torpedoes, folks. Alright, now remember, here in these tier 2 ships, your 4th row commander skill is not applicable. It does not apply. So, not that it has any bearing on me launching torpedoes. I'm launching them early and often. But any speed boost that I would have gained or smokescreen benefit that I would gain from the 4th row does not apply here for a tier 2 ship, even if you're down tier, which seems a little bit unfair, but I mean, it is what it is. Still waiting for those tier 2 ranked battles, Ouija, or arena mode. Don't let me down. Alright, so we threw some torpedoes out there at some ships that were allegedly moving in that direction. We're going to send one more. We do get a torpedo strike and start a flood on the Phoenix, and that is good. There appears to be a large number of enemy ships over here, so we're gonna fade back out of this cap circle and let the enemy think that they have it all to themselves. Although if they are smart, they were hit by torpedoes, so they know I'm over here. And you know, with these Japanese destroyers, you don't really ever want to get spotted. All right, got a Karlsruhe over here. We're gonna throw a torpedo in his direction. You know, these launchers reload pretty quickly, just over half a minute, I want to say. So I like to cycle my torpedoes at times if I can get away with it. Plus, these guys aren't really moving in a generally predictable way, so I would love some help. I don't think I'm getting a lot of help over here. All right, so we're going to turn away. Torpedoes in the water. Are we going to hit anything? Yes. Yes, we do get a hit, and we do. I think we took out the Phoenix. I'm pretty happy about that. Alright, enemy destroyer over here. Karlsruhe took a torpedo from us and knocked his health down quite a bit. So we'll spam one at him and one to where we think the Izakaze is going to go. And we'll just leave that third ship, the St. Louis, on his own. Not shooting yet. Want to avoid being detected if I can. And just let these torpedoes do their thing. St. Louis is kind of very far away, I think. Well, farther away. We are spotted, finally. by... Oh, I guess maybe the St. Louis wasn't so far away. Spotted by the St. Louis. Anyway, the Karlsruhe is going to turn, but not quick enough. Down goes the Karlsruhe, kill number 2. Alright, we're going to torp at the Izakaze, hoping we can catch him off guard. He is damaged by my teammate. We disable his torpedo launcher. He is now turning to us, so we're going to turn bow onto him. And I did hit my speed boost. I'm going to light him up. Nice splash there from these guns. Only 3 guns, but they are 120s. So you do get some good splash. Great aim from my teammate helping out there. We're going to shoot and dodge these torpedoes at the same time. Finish off the Izakaze for kill number 3. Over here with the St. Louis, we did hit him with a torpedo, trying to get these guns around. And we damage him again. And unfortunately, we launched too late. The St. Louis was killed by someone else. Alright, so we've got 3 kills. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm going for the Kraken. Forget this whole capturing the base thing. There are only 3 enemy ships left. Our team is beating the crap out of the red team. So let's move into the center and see if we can get it done here in the Wakatake. Yeah. So here we go. You know, it's funny. I'm going to have that a gunboat build review of the Tachibana later this week. Next week, we're going to have the Tier 3 ship Tech Tree Spotlight, the Izakaze. Much better than the Izakaze performed for the red team in this match. I'll just say that. Alright, so we're moving out here, moving into Bravo, trying to get, or Alpha. I'm sorry, I don't understand the way they numbered the caps in this one, or lettered them. St. Louis is pretty well damaged. He is getting beat on by the carrier. But I need to kill him for my 4th kill. So here in a minute, once we get into the main battery range, we are going to start shooting at him. Because in order to have a good match, you guys know, I like to mix in at least 1 kill pinch. And it'll make up for that other St. Louis we got kill pinch from us after smashing him with a torpedo. Alright, so we'll get this main battery lined up and fire. And there it is, kill pinch unleashed. Kill number 4. Alright, what's left? Well, the carrier is the only thing left. And we do not have the perceptive skill on. We don't have an RDF indicator. We're just going to point to where we think he is. Somewhere dead ahead of us. And we're going to go there, and we're not going to be denied. And I tell you, the game before this, I was also playing a Wakatake game, trying to get this video for you guys. And I spotted the carrier, and I shot my torpedoes as soon as I saw him. And everybody on my team like made a beeline for the carrier. We're shooting at him, and I was shooting torpedoes left and right, and finally caught him with a torpedo. But my teammates had whittled away all his health, so I got like 2k of damage. And it was just like, good grief, you know, they didn't bother trying to find him. They wanted me to find him. So in this one, thankfully my team is far, far away, and they show all the signs of recognizing I'm going for a Kraken down here, and they're going to let me do my thing. So thank you to my teammates for letting me solo this carrier. Alright, so it is a Langley. Not as worried about the Langley as I would be about a British or Soviet carrier at this tier due to the nature of their HE bomb drops. Langley has good torpedoes, thankfully, even though the ship has trashy AA. It is very quick. However, we're going to maneuver in a way to leave us outside of detectability for as long as we can. And so our detectability is 4.3 kilometers. And so this is why I'm not shooting, and I'm not torping until the very last second. We'll hit the speed boost in case we need to do some emergency maneuvering. But I'm just determined that I'm not going to mess this one up, and I'm going to torp when appropriate. Now I'm worried that he might start moving, so I'm going to send my first salvo now. and space it out a little bit. And since we are spotted, I'm going to start shooting. Please note I have switched over to armor piercing for these 120 millimeter guns. So we're going to turn a little bit towards the Langley, try to get them lined up. Armor piercing not doing the right amount of damage here, but these torpedoes sure will. There is the high caliber metal. And boom, we get a Citadel hit with that armor piercing. And the Kraken unleashed. All right, here we are on the victory screen. High caliber metal, Kraken unleashed metal. 78,716 total damage. More hits with our guns than torpedoes, although we had 9 torpedo strikes. 5 big kills and mixed in that last Citadel hit. 101,024 silver, 2693 ship XP and commander XP in the Wakatake. All right, here at the team results, we are on top of the board. 1795 base XP, 2 medals, 5 big kills. Looks like we had a top half team effort. A couple of our other teammates got medals in there. So GG to everybody involved. Thank you for letting me cracking out in this guy. Because it's tough when you're down here in this ship. Anyway, here in the port, upgrades, there are none. Sorry, modifications there are none. Just the standard upgrades for the destroyer. It is fully upgraded. Taking a look at the loadout, 2 charges of the smoke generator, 2 charges of the engine boost. We got the common battle booster for speed, the temporary Tuck 1 camouflage, and of course the early adopter flag. Taking a look at the stats, I think it's 7380 hit points for our build. 3 120 millimeter guns, 8-kilometer firing range, 11-second reload, 20-second turn time. HE shells do 1,700 damage with a 7% fire chance. AP shells do 2,000 damage. Torpedoes, 2 twin launchers, reload every 34.3 seconds. Max damage 10,473, I think. 8.1 kilometer range at 61 knots. The detectability is 1,200 meters. AA defense, you can see it's very short range and very low damage per second. You disabled this, I certainly wouldn't blame you. Max speed 36.6 knots, 470 meter turning circle, 2.7 second rudder shift time. Concealment 4.3 on the surface. I think it's 2.2 from the air, 2.2 or 2.3. Can't make that out. 2 kilometers guaranteed. Anyway, here's our commander, Reizo Tanaka. I want to give a shout out to Drake the Troll off Reddit. I don't think he watches these, but Deng Shichang is a better inspiration than Jerzy Swirsky. Swirsky's only benefit a max of 4% concealment. As you can see here, Shichang, when he's fully maxed, is going to give 3% to torpedo damage and 3% to detectability. And that works well with Tanaka's base trait. So you're losing 1% concealment in exchange for 3% torpedo damage. Anyway, just FYI, and keep in mind these 4-throw skills don't count, but this is a build I use at these lower tiers, and I switch for Perceptive in row 3 when we get a little bit higher. Anyway, this is the start of the Japanese original destroyer line. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.